Test 1, 2, 3. Testing 1, 2, 3. Bill's got the best beard of anybody there. Happy Saturday night, everybody. Welcome to the Adirondack Bank Center in Utica, New York, where tonight Utica City FC 15-6 on the season, nearly perfect at home here in their inaugural season at the Adirondack Bank Center, hosting the Mississauga MetroStars, fresh off a loss, only 4-18 this season, but a team that has won in this building earlier this year. Hello and welcome to our broadcast, everybody. Drew Carter alongside Richard Shaw. Richard, we were talking about this earlier. This is a chance for Utica City FC to set the record straight against a team that beat them earlier this year.
Yes, absolutely spot on, Drew. This game here tonight, and let's just add, a game on a Saturday night, it feels good, it feels wonderful. Amazing atmosphere in here already. Obviously, we're used to the Sunday afternoon games, which have been absolutely dynamite all season long. But make no mistake about it, this is an opportunity for UCFC to really put things back into the place where they want it to be, entertaining these home fans. And what is a crucial factor about tonight's game is setting it up perfectly. So if they win tonight, tomorrow, they can go on and win the Eastern Division. How about that?
How about that, indeed. Utica City FC fans, Richard, have really been treated this season by a team that's been outstanding all season long. And tomorrow, if UCFC wins tonight, they'll have a chance to lock up the Eastern Division Championship when Baltimore is in town. These two teams right now locked atop the standings, as you see. 15-6, both clubs, both going to be in the playoffs. They're actually going to play in the first round. But who's going to win the division? We'll find out more about that tomorrow. Should be an exciting one right here.
Yeah, and the good thing about this game is these two teams, as you mentioned, have played each other a number of times. They know a lot about each other. They know how they work, not only defensively, but offensively moving forward. It's going to be a dynamite matchup tonight.
Should be a lot of fun between Mississauga and Utica. You can see the home team right now, FC, is huddling around their goalie, Andrew Coughlin, who's starting his 22nd game this year out of 22 chances. So he has been the mainstay between the pipes for UCFC. We are underway at Adirondack Bank Center. Mississauga, the road team, in the orange. UCFC at home in the blue and the black. And right off the bat, a foul against the captain for UCFC, Bo Yelovitz. He's incensed, and so are you, Richard.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that. Just a bit of tenacity to get the game going. Good tackle going in. I love to see that from UCFC, starting right out of the blocks as they mean to go on. And Bo Yelovitz bringing in that dynamite start. Fantastic from him.
You want to set the tempo early on, especially when you're playing in your home building, which Utica City has done such a great job of all season long. UCFC this year at home, 8-2. One of their only 2 losses, though, came to this team in the MetroStars. On the other end, Mississauga 1-9 on the road and 4-18 overall. But we know that they're not afraid of this building because they've done it once already this year. So, Richard, you're a guy who's played the game yourself. What does that do for a team's confidence when you know you've beaten a team earlier this year?
Well, I think certainly raises it. It allows you to know that self-belief. And when you're looking at an evening like this, what an atmosphere. If you're not up for a game like this as a player, you've got to ask questions. But as we can already see, both teams starting well here. A fiery start. That's what we're looking for. Fast-paced, good soccer, lots of opportunities. Excite these fans in attendance. And hopefully, in the end, we'll see a lot of goals this evening.
It is a packed house here at the Adirondack Bank Center. Now, Richard, we were talking about this earlier. We saw the line for the beer garden, and now they get traded to a goal right off the bat. I was going to say the line was long. They don't have to wait very long to see UCFC get on the scoreboard. Just over a minute in, the home team strikes first.
Yes, and as you can see, the ball works down this right-hand side. Callahan plays it into the corner to Tavernisi, who plays it dangerously across the face of the goal. And unfortunately for Mississauga, the ball goes in off one of their defenders, straight into the back of the net for an own goal. But again, we see Utica starting on fire and getting a nice early goal to really set the tempo here at the Adirondack Bank Center.
Joey Tavernisi is credited with the goal for UCFC. He's a guy who's got to step up tonight in the absence of UCFC's leading scorer, Slavica Ubi-Peripovic, who's on the shelf tonight with a bit of a toe issue. So Tavernisi does step up into the void. He scores the first goal. It did go in off of MetroStars' foot, but it goes to Tavernisi, and either way, it's 1-0. Counts the same.
Yeah, I'm sure they'll be really happy.
Another chance for UCFC. This time the response is there from the goaltender for Mississauga.
Yeah, great to see Logan Roberts driving forward early in this game.
Adrian Becic makes the save for Mississauga on the save, or on the shot, I should say. Now Andrew Coughlin seeing his first action tonight. Mentioned he started all 22 matches for this UCFC team in their first season.
Yeah, great consistency from Coughlin. He's been absolutely solid all season.
It helps when you've got a team in front of you like Utica City, which doesn't seem to allow very many good chances and creates a lot of their own. Yelovitz hits the deck, and this time he gets the benefit of the whistle.
Yeah, he's not complaining that time, but as you can see, he gets his body in well and gets caught, and this is a very dangerous situation for Mississauga to deal with.
Yelovitz on the free kick, right to the back of the cage. UCFC is hot tonight. 2-0 for the home team. Less than 3 minutes in.
Yes, you can see exactly what's happening here. Bo Yelovitz just driving the ball. And I'm not sure what was going on with the Mississauga wall. It kind of just fell to pieces. It opened up, almost like drawing the curtain, so to speak. And that ball is just an absolute bullet, giving the goalkeeper zero chance to save it. And you can see what it means right there on the expression of Yelovitz.
Bo Yelovitz, the captain for Utica City. He scores his 18th goal of the season. Third most on the team behind only Ubi-Peripovic and Joey Tavernisi, who with that goal earlier in this first quarter has tied Ubi-Peripovic for the team lead this season with 19.
Yeah, and without looking into things too early, we mentioned that this UCFC side really wanted to put things straight in front of their home fans after the disappointing performance last time out when these two teams met here. And they've certainly started with fire and determination to do that. If they can keep this intensity going, I'm sure this is one of those situations where UCFC can push on and really make a statement. But again, I don't want to talk too early. Mississauga have got some fantastic players who are more than capable of causing problems, as we've seen before this season.
Some guys to watch out for the MetroStars. Number 18, Molam Babuli, leads the team with 20 goals and 12 assists, both tops on the roster. Damian Graham, number 13, 15, and 11. Matthew Rios, those are their big three forwards. Rios with 9 goals and 12 assists. So far, though, it's been all UCFC. 3 shots to none for Mississauga. Here's a chance for Daru. Lefty shot is blocked.
Good work from Salas there, using his experience just to hold the ball up. Chambers for Mississauga, always sniffing around, trying to steal the ball. He's a very important player for the traveling team.
Yeah, Chambers, number 32, is a defenseman, but he's all over the place. Starting to think the roster might actually list him the wrong way because he's everywhere.
Yeah, and not only does he help this side defensively, but with his pace and technical ability, he knows how to find the back of the net, and he's scored many of a special goal this season so far.
Mississauga team only 4-18, like we said. Looking to finish their first season with a bang, kind of like Utica City is. A little bit less on the line for the MetroStars, though, so what do you think they're trying to accomplish tonight?
Well, you know, looking at what they've done this season so far, what's been pleasing, I think, for them is they found their rhythm in certain games and proved to everyone what they're capable of. It was just unfortunate in terms of finding that consistency, because if they were able to find that type of performance week in, week out, I think we'd see them obviously further up the table and certainly causing more problems for their opposition.
Darren Toby just hit the turf here at the Adirondack Bank Center, and nothing is called. And finally, a whistle blows as Stephen DeRue is leveled. It'll be a UCFC free kick.
Yeah, DeRue trying to get his body in that time, but you just saw a little bit of contact slightly. I think the referee considered it to be in the back of DeRue, and that's why he gave him the free kick. And Kenaway here will just look to try and keep it and then just make a quick change so Bordeaux and Raymond and Gonzaga can get on the field.
Lucio Gonzaga on the ball for UCFC, one of their more experienced players. Look at Coughlin, nearly at midfield. Yelovitz already has a goal tonight. Played off the ball, good defense there for Mississauga. Jared Phillips, a forward all the way on the back line. Gonzaga's going to run the show from right on top of that UCFC logo.
Yeah, Mississauga just trying to settle into this game. One feels at the moment they're staying nice and tight and compact, sitting rather deep, just trying to make sure that they again just keep things within range. You feel that the third goal would cause some serious problems for them.
Mississauga this year against Utica City has not scored more than the 5 goals, Richard, aside from that one game here at Adirondack Bank Center. So been a tough code to crack for them against this team. This is Salas for UCFC.
Yeah, Salas finding lots of space there, almost too much.
Mauricio Salas, number 20 in black and blue, a guy to watch tonight. He's been red hot as of late. 4 points, 2 goals, 2 assists in his last 2 games alone. 7 points in his last 4. Chance for UCFC, and it sails high. Off the foot of Liam Callahan, another guy who's hot right now.
Yeah, good work that time. Salas finding Tavanisi, who then looks towards Callahan and puts it on a plate for him. But unfortunately for him, he just gets under it, and that one goes well over the bar. He'll be disappointed with that. Callahan's been technically extremely sound this season. Every game consistently finding the correct passes, putting the ball in the back of the net when he gets chances. But I've been truly impressed by him in terms of his application week in, week out, always working hard, always tenacious, and putting his body on the line when he needs to.
Liam Callahan, a guy who played his college soccer not too far from here, about an hour west in Syracuse. He's another guy who's playing really, really well right now. Last time out at Harrisburg for UCFC, a 7-5 win over the Heat. He had 2 of those goals. Liam Callahan could say I was the difference in that game. 2-goal differential, he scored 2 of them.
Yeah, it's always exciting to see Callahan getting forward. And I think we'll see that continue in this game here. You can see Coach Ryan Hall really trying to keep the tempo going. That's important. Not letting any complacency sneak in. The 3rd goal would be a real important one for UCFC. But Mississauga have done well to kind of steady the ship, so to speak, as that 2nd goal went in. Not being really any threat except for the Callahan chance that went truly over the bar.
Richard, when you were playing and one of your teammates sent one that high, did you give him a little smack, talk a little trash?
Maybe after the game. After the game. During the game, I'd say, hey, don't worry about it. Move on.
It happens.
But Callahan, very resilient.
Chance for Daru, trying to feed his teammate across the box, and a better response by Mississauga this time. Now 3-on-2 for the MetroStars. A chance just out of the reach of the attacker, Damian Graham. And Coughlin gobbles it up.
Yeah, Coughlin fortunate there. Makes the save very close to the edge of his box. Hard to tell from up here with the angle. But as we see the ball hitting the boards, comes back in, yeah, he was in his box, no problem there. But the chance just before, as Daru went forward, unselfishly tried to find Mujan on that left-hand side. He probably could have shot himself.
Now another chance for UCFC. Callahan's shot is blocked. We pass the 6-minute mark to go in the first quarter. It's 2-0. We've already talked a lot about the atmosphere tonight at Adirondack Bank Center. It is electric. That's one heck of a chant there. Coughlin cleanly plays it off the boards. Been all UCFC tonight.
Yeah, Darren Toby just going to bring it up now. No real rush, no need to. Just keep in possession, try and pull Mississauga out of position so they can find those passing lanes. Look for Tavanesi's feet.
Here comes Utica. Roberts is sandwiched against the boards. And rightfully so, the whistle blows. Utica a chance for the free kick right inside the yellow line. Logan Roberts forcing the issue. Native of Syracuse, New York. Roberts again with the ball.
Nate Bordeaux on that side, working very hard now for UCFC. He's been solid all season, and his performances of late have been fantastic.
Roberts tried to hit his man. Tavernese had it go right off his shin. Another chance for Joey. Oh, right off the post. He beat the goalkeeper for Mississauga, but could not put it right in. Adrian Becic has been busy early and often between the pipes for the MetroStars. Oh, look out, Callahan. I didn't think he knew that pass was coming for Ben Raymond. And now Becic will steady the ship. Pressure applied by Utica City FC.
Yeah, Utica doing a good job at the moment. Not allowing Mississauga any space to get forward. They're going to have to look to play a little bit more direct as they do.
Good defense by Gonzaga. Through ball, Mujan is there. But Becic has the answer. A nice line-to-line pass. Utica nearly scored their third goal. It's interesting here, Richard. Mississauga doesn't seem to really be bringing the urgency, despite the fact that they trail 2-0. Now, finally, a little bit of action from the MetroStars.
Yeah, I think that's a good point. When you look at just the way these teams are set up, again, UCFC doing a great job of denying space, not allowing them to play those little 1-2s in the center of the field. So Mississauga kind of resorting, looking to play a little more direct.
Watch out, this is Daru. He's lightning quick. Tried to pull off the skills move. Taken away by Mississauga. Massimo Marabelli was on the ball that time for the MetroStars. This is Mauricio Salas. Back for Bordeaux. Richard, you mentioned he's playing his best soccer right now. A 4-match point streak for him. 5 goals in that span.
Yeah, it's been really enjoyable watching Nate Bordeaux, especially in the last few games where he's really been on fire and leading this team by example. Just getting it into his feet always seems to be conducive to winning games. He creates, he works hard defensively.
Shaka guard with it now for the MetroStars, walled off by two different players in black and blue. Here's Daru, a chance to go one against the entire team. And he thinks better of it.
Yeah, Daru just putting the brakes on, opting to keep possession and allow the changes to take place.
You know, Steven Daru must be a nightmare to play against, Richard. He is all over the place.
Yeah, quick feet, good movement skills.
Kenaway in the offensive end. And a save that time by Becic. 4 shots on goal for Utica tonight. Still none for Mississauga. It's a 2-goal lead for UCFC. First an own goal credited to Tavernisi for Utica, his 19th of the season, tied for tops on the team. And then Bo Yelovitz, the captain. Another chance for Utica. Another save by Becic. That was Logan Roberts on the shot.
Yeah, Nate Bordeaux signaling to his team. Guys, only 30 seconds, just under in this first quarter. Stay focused.
Mississauga looking to force the issue. Their leading scorer, Damian Graham, or one of their leading scorers, had a chance. 5 seconds to play first quarter. Last gasp effort for the MetroStars nearly trickles home. And that will do it for quarter number 1. Mississauga hoping for a handball at the very end. Joseph Karen pleading his case with the officials, but no dice. And that's how the first quarter ends, 2-0 UCFC. What have you been more impressed by, Richard, the defense or the offense?
Well, I think when you look at both teams, defensively they've not done a lot wrong. Mississauga just starting a little slow, probably for their liking. The one thing I will say is Utica have really moved the ball well. They've seemed in control of the opening quarter of this game. And I think that's certainly going to give them lots of confidence to build off. And if they enter the second quarter with the same type of mentality, which is staying nice and tight, staying compact, keeping possession, and then going forward with speed in numbers, that's going to work well for them. In terms of Mississauga, I think they may have to just look to play a little more direct at times, because at the moment it's not really on for them, just based on the way UCFC is setting up defensively. And when you look at some of their players, some of their targets, especially in this game, Chambers is up there quite high. Can they get it into his feet early, play off him, and then look to try and work Coughlin? We've not seen Coughlin have to really do anything in that first quarter, and that tells a story for me.
Andrew Coughlin could have played his own little game of charades over there and no one would have had any idea. Not very busy in the first quarter, but that's just the way Utica likes it. Right now it is 2-0 FC, leading over the MetroStars. Now, Richard, it's a good sign for Utica, by the way, that they've come out focused on this one, because a big one looms tomorrow at 2 o'clock on Sunday when Baltimore comes to town, tied for first place in the division. But Utica so far tonight has been locked in on this opponent.
Yeah, and I think that's got to be the professional approach. You know, when you look ahead too prematurely, it'll often come back to bite you in the backside. And this Utica team, they know what's on the line. And knowing the players and knowing the passion that they all have, especially for performing in front of these home fans who have been absolutely wonderful this season, they know that by winning this game today, this evening rather, coming into tomorrow could be huge. To win the Eastern Division on home soil in front of these fans would be something that they would never forgive themselves for not setting up if they don't take care of this one tonight. But again, it's still very early. Mississauga, we know, have got a lot of talent. They can certainly get themselves back into this game very quickly with a goal. Not that 2-0's a big lead by any stretch of the imagination, but right now, they've just got to be professional, take care of business, and I think they'll be fine getting over the line tonight if they do that, but they've got to keep working hard. That's the key to the victory tonight.
Freddie Mugin triggers for Utica to start the second quarter. 2-0 FC leading on their home turf over the MetroStars. Drew, who was active to say the least in the first quarter, is on the ball for UCFC. Across the pitch, finds its way to Lucio Gonzaga. Now a race for the ball. Coughlin risky. Bangs it off the boards. Mississauga's first possession here in the second quarter.
Yeah, good decision from Coughlin just to knock it safely off the boards, as you said. He's been making great decisions all season like that. Good experience, not only as a goalkeeper, but in the MASL as a whole.
Mentioned Andrew Coughlin, good experience in the MASL. He started all 22 games for Syracuse last year, and he's on pace to do the same thing with Utica this season. This is his 22nd start of the season in the 22nd match for City. Mississauga looking to create something offensively. Bouncing ball nearly found its way toward Coughlin, but a good recovery by City.
Yeah, great ball from Babouli. Just clips it into the corner, trying to get in behind Utica. It's not easy for them at the moment. Again, Utica set up really well. Coach Ryan Hall's got them very organized. A defender himself. He knows how to keep the other team out, that's for sure.
Gonzaga toppled over by Damian Graham.
Yeah, Graham unhappy with the call. There wasn't a great deal in it. There was a little contact. Nothing too much. Gonzaga, full of experience.
Oh, yeah.
He knows when he feels it, what to do there in that situation.
Another whistle and another incredulous MetroStar. Jonathan Osorio, this time the guilty party. Mauricio Salas will trigger it for Utica. Roberts for Salas, who gives a little whirl of the finger.
Yeah, just encouraging his teammates to get moving. And again, another foul on that far side.
Adrian Can just undercut Roberts. He's a little bit dinged up. It'll be Salas again who sets up the free kick for Utica.
There is Utica swinging that ball. Salas again encouraging for more movement.
Bordeaux sets up Salas, lefty rocket right to the wall. Still on it. Yelovitz had it bounce right off his knee inside the box. Bordeaux the takeaway in the shot. And Mississauga in a dangerous situation might turn defense into offense. There's a chance for Osorio and the lefty laser beam right off the wall. Another foul against the MetroStars as they try to keep this physical. And now Osorio and Salas getting into it. A little verbal sparring.
Yeah, that time Mississauga getting in behind. That was their best chance of the game so far. And the fans here encouraging Salas, maybe to a detriment. Salas just got to be careful. We don't need anyone getting a red card in this game. We want both teams to be fully at the races.
Here comes a chance for Utica City. Great move, but a takeaway, and now Mississauga has a one-on-none. Chance for the MetroStars, and they're on the board for the first time. Mulham Babouli, his 21st goal of the season, which leads the team. And he was in his own zip code that time, Richard.
Yeah, you just feel in the last minute or so, UCFC got opened up, and that time they got opened up by a wide margin. And if Mississauga wanted anyone to get on the end of that type of pass with that amount of time, it was Babuli, because he's been absolutely fantastic for this team this season. And you kind of felt he wasn't going to make any mistake, and he puts it very calmly with conviction into the bottom corner.
So it is now 2-1 UCFC as Babuli beats Coughlin. By the way, Richard, going back to that little spat between Salas and Osorio, it's a chance for UCFC, and a diving stop made by Becic. Daru was robbed. But on the disagreement, I think we can call it, I think I saw Salas making a motion to Osorio describing his physical features. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and you've got to be careful because, you know, there's certainly a line of respect. Obviously, there's also an element of having a bit of fun out there, enjoying your soccer.
Oh, sure.
But I will say this, Osorio is a very strong, solid player who's very capable in this league of doing some wonderful things. We've seen him do some outstanding things this season, and he's certainly a strong competitor out there. So hopefully those two can kind of make up, and that can be the end of it.
Maybe grab a beer at the beer garden after the game. Why not? They'd have to wait for one, though. Here's Utica. Petrera. Oh, Jelovec was wide open, but Becic was there with the response. Bordeaux. Good stop by Mississauga, sacrificing the body that time with Shaka guard.
Yeah, great ball by Petrera. Across the face of the goal into that far post area.
Vittorio Petrera that time. Now a chance for Mississauga right off the wall. After a hard shot like that missed the target, you'd think Utica might have a chance in transition.
Yeah, the ball just not falling kindly for them. Mississauga seemed to have found an extra gear here, and they needed to. And it really is game on now.
MetroStars tried to set up shop on offense, but Jelovec with the takeaway. He's got Bordeaux riding shotgun. Bordeaux just lost it right at the last second, but the two guys with the armbands nearly made some magic.
Yeah, Jelovec with a great driving run forward and pass to boot. Unfortunately, Nate Bordeaux just couldn't get hold of it, but we have to give credit to Babuli, who not only scored the goal for Mississauga, but showed you his determination, work rate and passion to get back in behind to stop Bordeaux, and that was crucial for his team.
Yeah, I think it's fair to say that Babuli hasn't just scored those 21 goals based on skill alone. A chance for Tavernisi right into the body of Becic. Might have rushed that one. I think he wants that one back.
Yeah, uncharacteristic of Tavernisi, to be honest. If there's anyone who finds bottom corners as well as he does in this league, I want to find them, because he knows how to score the goal in and around the box when he gets the ball in those situations. But that time, as you said, straight at the keeper. Absolute comfortable situation for him.
Adrian Becic has been good tonight for the MetroStars. 7 shots on goal for Utica City, and the 2 goals. It's only a 1-goal differential for Mississauga, despite the fact that they're being outshot 7-2. This is Liam Callahan. 2 goals last time out. Finds Kenaway. Mugin off the wall, tried to go with the give and go. Taken away by Mississauga.
Yeah, Utica just slowing things down, allowing players again to switch from the bench.
Steven Daru walks over the top into the offensive end, Gonzaga. Hasn't resulted anything in the second quarter here, Richard, but still great movement for Utica.
Yeah, they keep knocking on the door in terms of finding half a yard on the edge of the box.
Raymond cut off. Giroux goes down. Scrum for possession. Yelovitz back to Gonzaga. He's got that experience, been in this league since 2009. Raymond for Giroux, taken away. Jared Phillips with a good defense for Mississauga.
Yeah, good work from Phillips. He's another one with excellent experience, and he knows how to use it. You can see he's directing things out there.
Mabuli, the team's top offensive weapon, back behind midfield, playing the two-man game with the goalie Betic. Right off the pipe. It's kind of an ugly sound. Hope you're not wearing headphones at home. Here's Babuli, one-on-one with Yelovitz, and the captain for Utica has the upper hand. Coughlin's ball right off the UCFC bench results in a free kick for Mississauga. Let's see what the official is from the official.
Yeah, I think at this moment they're just trying to determine whether that ball took a little deflection or not.
So breaking the action here at Adirondack Bank Center. Utica leading 2-1. They scored twice in the first 3 minutes or so. Mississauga has really battened down the hatches as of late, Richard.
Yeah, they tightened up. They got on the ball a little more, and you saw a couple of good chances for them. And then obviously the Babuli goal, which was wide open, and you'd have probably put your mortgage on him putting it in the back of the net, which he did with conviction again. But at this moment, very even. Either way, you kind of feel that Betic has been busier than Coughlin, but at this moment in time, no one really pushing the envelope. You kind of feel it's going to really come alive when we get half time out the way, to be honest.
Sure. What do you think the difference is, Richard, in terms of preparation, mindset, when you're playing on a Saturday night as opposed to an afternoon?
Well, for me as a player, I used to like playing in the afternoon more, and I think that was purely because psychologically I used to like to, get out of bed. If the team was maybe doing a light session, that was good for me in the morning. But if not, get out of bed, get yourself prepared, eat right, and then before you know it, you're at the stadium, you're getting warmed up and you're playing. Whereas when you're thinking about it all day, I personally never used to like that. But each to their own, everyone has their own methods. Some players probably prefer to play in the evening. But either way, as we know, when you step over that line, you've got to be ready. And all these fans here in attendance, they want to see not only goals, but they want to see UCFC with an outstanding performance here, and one that, as we said, sets it up nicely for them tomorrow afternoon when Baltimore visit in what will arguably be the biggest game of the season.
Baltimore coming to town tomorrow on a Sunday afternoon in Utica for a matchup between the top two teams in the Eastern Division. Both with identical records of 15-6 this season. Utica City with a free kick. Coughlin and Toby go back and forth a couple of times.
As you can see, no real urgency to get forward fast. Kind of reminds me of a boxing match in the opening couple of rounds where the teams know that they don't need to really go for it yet.
Just feeling each other out at this stage. Now Mississauga trying to force the issue. Coughlin and Toby work in concert to clean it up.
Yeah, Callahan again doing some wonderful work defensively, showing his grit. That's what I really like about him. He's always getting stuck in, works hard for his team, very honest player. Give me that all day long.
Raymond with it now for Utica.
Mississauga, as you can see, really sitting off them, not even attempting to try and win the ball in the attacking half. They know that just by staying nice and tight and compact, try and deny those balls into Mugin and Jelovitz.
And attack on the counter as they're doing right now. Chance for the MetroStars. Man, they move quickly and it pays off. Tic-tac-toe for Mississauga. Beautiful ball movement. Finds its way to Joseph Karen, and we're tied at 2 goals apiece. Good response by the road team.
Yeah, and you can see that defensive setup really paying off for them. And then this time they get forward. Excellent composure from Mississauga just to knock the ball to the side, then play it in to what is a very dangerous area. And again, making no mistake, putting it in the back of the net to tie this one up.
6th goal of the season for Joseph Coran. All of a sudden, Richard, Utica City is sort of fallen asleep, at least on the offensive end. Do you think that the sense of urgency that maybe we're not seeing right now is more a result of what Utica's doing or what Mississauga's doing defensively?
My honest take on it is, you know, you look at the opening couple of minutes of the game, especially the first 3 or 4 minutes. Every time this Utica side are playing at home, they just start with great energy, great pace, and I always felt as a player that you would do things the best when you're not really thinking about it in advance. Obviously there's certain decisions you gotta have awareness and then make decisions, and you know, you're kind of computing and processing all the information that's going on. But what I mean by when you're doing it in a fluid nature, you seem to just do it better, and that's what we see from UCFC when they start the game. They're off to the races, they're playing with top speed, it's happening organically, and then you know the last few minutes, as you say, it's just kind of not really that tenacity, that speed is not there, and I think with it, the opportunities aren't coming. They're not playing the best when they're in that mode.
We'll see what the coach, Ryan Hall, drew up in that little break. Less than 4 to play here in this first half. It's tied now, 2-2 between Utica and Mississauga. 2 goals in the first quarter, both to City. 2 goals in the second quarter, both to the MetroStars. FC looking for a response. Liam Callahan lets it bounce off his foot. Roberts twisted to the ground. And a free kick upcoming for Utica. Sebastian Lopez shows off the sportsmanship. Helps him off the deck. Pressure applied by Babuli, and now Mississauga may be a bit emboldened by their 2 goals.
And as you can see, as they squeeze up, looking to try and win it high.
Jelovitz barely missed it across the face of the goal.
That's when it opens up.
Gonzaga off the left hand of Becic, who's been a wall lately. Gonzaga forcing the issue again. Salas with it now for Utica. Back to Callahan. Again, it's Babuli, who applies the pressure and forces the pass right to Becic. Steven DeRue put his hands in the air. I think Utica was saying Becic touched it with his hands outside of the box, and the official agrees.
Yeah, the official had a really good view down there. He was perfectly in line. And this is a real opportunity now for Utica just to try and grab the lead again just before half-time.
Salas sets it up for Jelovitz. Blocked away by Mississauga. The ball nearly spun right into the goal off the wall. 2:30 to play, second quarter. Utica City FC has had chances, 8 shots on goal. And then that last opportunity with the ball right at the top of the circle. Utica City, though, has not scored now in about 20 minutes. Here comes Mississauga. Shaka guard. Oh, with the toe, beautiful finesse, and it curls home. Mississauga takes its first lead, 3 straight goals in the second quarter, and it's 3-2 MetroStars.
Yeah, they've worked the ball really well here, and that's a wonderful finish into that bottom right-hand corner. An excellent response from Mississauga, going 2 goals down early on. They really worked themselves back into this game with composure and some solid organization as well. And you can hear the fans now really trying to encourage UCFC to get moving and show them what they're capable of.
That was one heck of a shot by Shaka guard. You could see him as he realized he was riding solo against 3 or 4 Utica City defenders, motioning for his team to move forward on the counterattack, but ended up he didn't need any of them as he shoots it in himself. Now Utica, having surrendered 3 straight goals, hungry for a response. That'll help out as a foul is called against Mississauga. Roberts, who's been busy tonight, gotten his money's worth for playing hard. He's been very physical. He's taken a beating from some MetroStars. Mississauga with a heck of a response after 2 straight goals for Utica to open this game in the opening 3 minutes. Yelovitz right into the wall again for the MetroStars, something we've seen early and often today. For Mississauga in this quarter alone, 3 goals on just 4 shots. Utica with the 2 goals on 8 shots. This is Kenaway, splits the double for Toby. Plays it off the chest, smashes it off the board. Toby missed it, and a hard touch for Utica City. Good chance for Freddie Mugin in the box. The goalie Becic would not have been able to stop it, but Mugin off his chest, a little too strong. Couldn't settle it down to score. So Utica still stuck on the 2 goals. This is Stephen DeRue, who Richard's going to talk to at halftime. Callahan plays it forward for DeRue. Lets it bounce off the boards. Gonna get a whistle, too much contact. But DeRue is whistled, so Mississauga ball inside their own defensive end. Mugin's not sure about it, but now he finally surrenders the sphere to the official. Again, it's Darren Chambers dictating the pace for Mississauga. DeRue finds Gonzaga, who beat the keeper, but not the defense. Karen, who just scored for Mississauga, is the savior on the other end of the field. Now just 20 seconds to play until halftime. Ben Raymond jostled off the ball. Shaka guard, the 3rd goal scorer for Mississauga, just scored the one to put him out in front. He rips him down to the turf. So the free kick for UCFC starts something dangerous. DeRue goes down, a chance, and the rocket is saved by Becic. Raymond right at the buzzer of half, number 1, had a chance to score and tie this match up. But Adrian Becic has stood on his head. 11 shots on goal for Mississauga, or for Utica, I should say, but only the 2 goals. 3-goal run for the road team tonight, and Mississauga has taken a 3-2 lead as the teams go to the dressing rooms. Richard is down on the field along with Stephen DeRue, who's been extremely active in this opening half.
Thank you guys, exciting first half. Stephen, after starting so well, where do you think things kind of just got away from you?
Just running the plays, that we training, getting back to the basics. You know, just making simple mistakes. We got to clean it up and get back into this game.
What's the message to the boys at halftime so they come out strong and ready to go?
Heart. Let's fight. Let's fight for these fans. Let's fight for each other. And let's fight for this club. Let's go.
Thank you, Stephen. Good luck second half.
That's Richard Shaw with Stephen DeRue, who's been outstanding for Utica. In their first season here, he's played in 20 of the 21 games coming in. A mainstay that these fans know and love, and you heard them with a little affirmation of what he was saying toward the end. So Utica, having scored the first 2 goals, has allowed 3 in a row. And it's now Mississauga 3, Utica 2 as we go to halftime. So we'll take a short break, come back with us. Half number 2 is on the way. Saturday Night Soccer in Utica is back in a moment.
like on Facebook to stay updated on all Utica City FC news and events. March Madness is in full swing. If you've got your March Madness punch card at 7210 or Banks, there's still time to get punches and enter to win a $250 gift card. You get a free advertising once you get your 10th punch. Get a punch any night you catch a game either at 7210 or at Banks. City fans, we are currently taking pre-orders for limited edition white-out playoff scarves. Guaranteed pickup by April 19th and only $30. Show your support of Utica City FC's playoff run and help white out the Adirondack Big Center. Place your pre-order today on the Team Store website. Now through Monday morning.
This is Dr. Tom Tag, a fellowship trained member of the sports medicine team at Syracuse Orthopedic Specialists. I have access to 27 partners who are dedicated to sports medicine, work-related, and recreational injuries. That's the power of SOS. 28 physicians committed to helping you heal and getting you back to your regular activities as quickly as possible. Find out what SOS Sports Medicine can do for you. See SOSPartners.com today. Call 251-3100. That's 251-3100.
Halftime is over, just moments away from the third quarter starting at Adirondack Bank Center in Utica. City FC took a 2-0 lead in the first quarter. 3 straight goals, though, for Mississauga has them out front 3-2 as we begin the second half. Back alongside Richard Shaw, I'm Ricardo. And Richard, what do you think changed there for Mississauga as they took that lead?
Well, I think they managed to really get things together in terms of moving the ball forward and doing it fast, especially after they sit in as deep as they did in that second quarter. They really put the foot down on the gas pedal in terms of getting forward with speed, getting numbers up there, and I was very impressed, and it was an outstanding second quarter from them overall.
And it seems like their game plan tonight has been pretty strong after allowing those first 2 goals. We've seen a lot of counter-attacking, a lot of sitting back. They're the team this year that, at least based on the record, you would think is a little less talented than Utica, who's 15-6. Mississauga, meanwhile, is only 4-18. Seems like they've taken the approach of a team that's hungry for an upset.
Yeah, in the opening 30 seconds of this half, a couple of times the ball played nicely into Graham up top, and he's done well to hold it up on one occasion, and then, as you saw, just play it into the box very dangerously. He's been a good player in the first half and will look to continue on for Mississauga.
MetroStars ball after the stoppage. On the foot of the keeper, Adrian Becic, who was outstanding in that first half. 11 shots on goal for City, and only the 2 goals. Compare that to the other end, MetroStars with just 4 shots on goal, and 3 of them found the back of the net. Becic standing on his head. Big reason why Mississauga is out in front of the top team in the Eastern Division. A lot of contacts right on the near side. Into the boards goes Tavernisi, and a foul and a free kick on the way for Utica.
Yeah, as you can see, that ball played into Tavernisi's feet. He gets tight to the boards, and it ends up being a Tavernisi sandwich. And Utica not really using that opportunity to the best of their ability. But it's been an electric start to the second half, and that's what we want to see here.
A Tavernisi sandwich sounds pretty good, by the way. Sounds like something you could grab at your local Italian joint. A lot of contact there as Osorio hits the deck. And he's a load to take down. He does not go down very often. And no call, though.
Yeah, he's certainly very strong, great at holding the ball up. And as we said before, very technical. You get it into his feet. He's good at twisting and turning and finding those windows to get off his shots.
Here comes Utica. A chance for FC. A little bit too strong. Up top goes the shot from Kenaway. That would have been a massive goal to tie up this match and maybe get the fans back into it a little bit, but they are clearly antsy and hungry for a goal. Great fans at Adirondack Bank Center, especially tonight on a Saturday. Packed house to see UCFC try to move one step closer to a division crown. This is Kenaway, who just sent it a little bit high on a point-blank chance. And now he's the guilty party on the foul.
Yeah, you can see UCFC really missing Ubi Parapovic, to be honest, because not only is it the goals that he scores, as we've said time and time again this season, it's just his creativity. When he's on the field and he's fully healthy, he can create and score goals in the blink of an eye. And although UCFC have had long spells of excellent possession and they've created opportunities, they just don't seem as dangerous without him on the field, to be perfectly frank.
He's really the straw that stirs the drink for this Utica team. Only 2 goals for FC tonight. They both came in the first 3 minutes. First one kicked in by Mississauga to Joey Tavernisi's 19th goal of the season. Tied for the team lead with Ubi Parapovic, who's not in the lineup tonight, out with a toe issue. And then UCFC made it 2-0. The captain, Bo Yelovich, scored. And after that, nothing doing in the first quarter, and 3 straight goals in the second quarter for Mississauga, all from different guys. Babuli, Karen, and around. And here we are. Another chance. That was Bordeaux, who's been red hot for UCFC. Moved off the mark.
Yeah, good ball into Bordeaux's feet in the box. It was very tight, and it really required a very specific and close type of touch. But good defensive work from Mississauga. And this one's going to be top of the box as it goes out in the Mississauga defensive third of the field.
By the way, right now, Baltimore being held scoreless by Harrisburg. It is 1-0 Heat over the Blast in the third quarter. And that's important for Utica fans, but they've got an important chance right here. Salas curls in, fires and scores. Put that shirt over your face. Mauricio Salas ties it up. Utica's first goal in about 30 minutes. And we're locked up at 3 goals apiece.
As soon as we saw Salas lining up, he had a look. Gonzaga was there too. But Salas knew exactly what he was doing, and he has done this time and time again throughout his career, no matter where he's played. What an absolute wonderful finish from him. And that's a crucial goal that comes at a crucial time. And as you said, Drew, that scoreline coming from the Harrisburg-Baltimore game, almost acting as inspiration. And it really is game on now.
A Salas strike ties it back up. 3-3 between Utica and Mississauga. Let's see what he can do now. Tries to play it to himself off the wall. Good response from the MetroStars. Now the first quarter belonged to Utica, 2-0 after the first 15 minutes. Second quarter, all MetroStars. Third quarter, could it be all Utica again? That's on a great save by Adrian Becic, scrambling back to his post.
Yeah, Becic has been big for Mississauga all night so far, but this is arguably his biggest moment so far in this game, because just as they've given up that goal, they were nearly going behind after Salas got in a great position again.
Foul called against Mississauga, Shaka guard. Oh, what?
Yeah, Daru has got his body in, but as you see here, not much in it, just shoulder to shoulder. But the referee, I think, has looked at it, and his perspective is that Daru's gone flying into the player and not really played the ball, I think. But you've got to let that go. Just let them battle it out. 2 strong lads going for it.
Babuli for Chambers. Lefty finish. Burns the turf at Adirondack Bank Center, and it finds water. Mississauga back out in front, 4-3, as Darren Chambers scores it.
Yeah, cutting inside on that left foot. Great finish from him, and he makes no mistake from just outside the box, and he also makes no mistake when it comes to his celebration after the crowd are giving their opinions about the decision to the referee. He's certainly riling these fans, and I think a lot of fun out there, kind of what we want to see. You want the fans getting into it, and there's no harm done in just having a bit of rivalry, that's for sure.
2 Eastern Division foes going toe-to-toe. You know what they say, Richard, you can throw those records right out the window.
Yeah, but this game needed that, especially after a tempo in the first half that was questionable at best. This half's really started in a manner that we want to see, and all these fans here in attendance certainly want to see.
That goal by Salas was almost like a shot of espresso for the entire crowd here at Adirondack Bank Center. And now you can hear them. They're fired up. Call against Lucio Gonzaga. It'll be a free kick for the MetroStars. What does Utica City have in the tank as a response to that goal by Chambers, I should say? City still doubling up Mississauga in terms of shots, 13-6, but the MetroStars lead it 4-3. Callahan back for Coughlin, C to C. What's the ruling here?
Callahan goes in to win the ball, and then the referee awards UCFC the free kick. Not really fully understanding the thought process there, to be quite honest. But again, there was nothing much in it, and I'm sure UCFC happy just to pick up the call and start another attack. But they've got to keep the tempo going. I think both teams have really upped their game in this second half, and we kind of felt it was going to happen. We said it didn't really feel like it was going to get going until the third quarter, and that's what we're seeing here.
Both teams have woken up from a bit of a slumber at different times in this game. Daru with the lefty missile, missed it off the right side of the cage. Another chance though for City. Fans are really into it now. Raymond finds Salas, who scored Utica's last goal. High off the glass for Daru. Back to Raymond. Mississauga is there with the response. Now maybe a chance for Daru. Knifing down the pit middle. Tavernisi stumbled a little bit. Not the chance he wanted, but Daru was smashed to the ground, so a chance at the top of the box.
Yeah, and you can see Daru here plays the ball into Tavernisi as the ball leaves his feet. He certainly gets caught, and the referee was right on point to give the decision.
It'll be Nate Bordeaux. Gives way to Salas, who rips it right into the wall, goes into the stratosphere. Off the Mississauga wall. We've got a break in the action at Adirondack Bank Center. Now Baltimore, by the way, is down 3-0. So even though Utica, Richard, is looking at a 1-goal deficit right now, they should maintain pace in the division no matter what happens.
Yeah, I'm not sure whether that type of news would be beneficial or not. I can only really speak as a player myself back in the day. Maybe I think in this situation it would really give me the energy to, not that I would ever take my foot off the gas anyway, but
oh, we got it.
When you're hearing that Baltimore are losing 3-0 to Harrisburg, surely that gets you up for it, especially being a goal down, and gives you a bit more of a boost, one would imagine. But this is a fantastic game we got on our hands now, and that's what we wanted. We talked about, again, the first half that was somewhat lackluster in terms of pace, and now in this second half with players getting stuck in and tackling each other, we're liking it. The fans are loving it. Players are interacting with the fans, both from Mississauga and obviously the UCFC. We saw Daru really rallying the fans to get behind them. This is really fantastic stuff here.
Salas on the free kick. Finds its way back to Toby after the UCFC chant. They are really charged up here in Utica. Salas has been busy. Callahan stops on a dime. Back to the veteran. Salas lets it fly with the left. Tricky bounce right off the wall. Stays in this half with Utica. Baltimore has just scored, so it's 3-1. Harrisburg leading the blast. Utica and Baltimore, remember, tied atop the Eastern Division standings at 15-6. Identical records. And now a whistle in the corner. Mugin involved with Toby Callahan for Utica. For Harrisburg, Jared Phillips in the action.
Yeah, one thing's for sure, these fans here in Utica have been absolutely amazing all season. But in regards to this evening's matchup, it just really feels like night and day in terms of the volume, the noise levels, first half to second half. And that's simply because the guys from both teams are putting it out there right now. And that's what this league's all about.
Really a playoff atmosphere tonight in Utica. A lot of contacts, and a whistle blows, and a foul against Liam Callahan. That could be a little extra too.
Yeah, Callahan going in. Turns his back a little bit. He's just trying to challenge for the ball. It looks a lot worse than what it is. You can see Callahan's reaction. He's saying he's playing the ball, but just the way he caught him, the referee's right there, and this is going to now be a situation that UCFC are really going to have to manage well.
A power play on the way for Mississauga. Babuli for Osorio. Tries it, saved there by Coughlin with the help of the wall. Yelovitz tries to track it down. Sidestep by the goalie, Bebic. Babuli and Yelovitz, mano a mano. MetroStars try to set something up with the extra man.
Yeah, great work from Yelovitz. Working extremely hard to put pressure on Becic and then work even harder to get back behind the ball.
Osorio unleashes with the left. Back to Babuli, who's got a goal today, 21 on the season to lead Mississauga. Osorio, another lefty strike, missed it upstairs.
Yeah, at the moment it looks like the penalty clock, the referees are just sorting that out because it's still reading 2 minutes. So that's what that discussion's about. Nothing major, easy to just go back and do the necessary subtractions. Are you a math guy, Drew?
A little bit, Richard. Are you a math guy?
Yeah, I like math.
Yeah,
I like math.
I don't need to do math though, because I've got this little doohickey right here, my phone.
Get that calculator out, Drew, we'll get there. But in all seriousness, this game has come alive. The fans really up for it now. And if I had to estimate how long the power play has lasted so far, I would say about a minute or so.
Unbelievable.
What a guess,
You're a math wizard, Richard.
No, that's just called blatant cheating. But
the clock is changing right now, so
yeah,
you spoke too soon.
It felt about a minute. Let's be honest. But
I think so. Yeah.
But they did a great job, UCFC, surviving, and now Coughlin will launch it, looking for Yelovitz, who will work extremely hard to try and get on the end of it and utilize a few valuable seconds.
Mississauga free kick. Half the penalty is gone. MetroStars looking to take their biggest lead of the day. Remember, it was 2-0 Utica after the first quarter, but they went to halftime a 3-2 MetroStars lead. Utica tied it. Mississauga has since retaken the lead. Now they're a man up. Here's Babuli.
Under 30 seconds to survive here. They've done a great job so far, UCFC.
Utica weathering that storm nicely on the power play for Mississauga. Roberts tripped up. Just 10 seconds left on the penalty. And Coughlin takes care of that himself, much to the fans' delight. Babuli one-on-one with Roberts. Here comes Callahan like a bullet.
Mission successful for UCFC. Make no mistake, that's a big moment there in the game. You feel like it's going to be pivotal. Being a goal down and having to survive a power play is sometimes a big ask.
Mississauga chance, and Bo Yelovitz gives some extra motivation to the fans, egging them on a little bit at Adirondack Bank Center. Maybe a good penalty kill is just what Utica needs. Toby needs a breather. This is Gonzaga on the ball for Utica.
Yeah, Utica just got to get back into the habit of moving the ball quickly, even if it's just shifting it just to pass the ball, keep it moving all the time, and just knock it with pace, pass and move, keep that intensity, keep the fans on your side. Not that these fans are ever going to go against this side, one feels.
Gonzaga with a chance. He yanked it a little bit past the goal. Bordeaux surrounded by MetroStars. And now they'll settle it down. Stephen DeRue. Raymond, number 2 in black and blue. Back to DeRue, 77. Bordeaux, the assistant captain. Tavernisi, who scored the first goal today, back to Bordeaux. Lucio Gonzaga with a chance, nearly found his man. Becic stumbled for a second and juggled the ball, but the MetroStars can breathe a sigh of relief as it goes back to Coughlin.
Yeah, Utica getting closer, you feel. Becic's there, just managing to deal with it.
Here's Raymond, plays it off the wall to himself. MetroStars recovery, and Becic with a quick and crafty left foot. Here's a guard who's been a problem today. Tries it again with the outside right foot. Missed it wide. Lopez taken away by Raymond. 2-on-2 for Utica. Raymond decides to peel back around and slow it down. 2 minutes to play, quarter number 3. Mississauga leads 4-3. Toby might be a little bit gimpy right now. It's been a physical game between two Eastern Division foes.
Yeah, talk about just getting on with it. Darren Toby, what an example he is to many young players out there. Just always working hard, never complains. But you can see he's clearly in a little bit of discomfort right now.
Showing off a lot of grit is Toby at the moment. Utica in the thick of a race for the Eastern Division Championship. Trailing right now by a goal against Mississauga. Baltimore, by the way, still down 3-1, less than a minute to play in the third quarter in Harrisburg. Those two teams tied atop the Eastern Division standings, both at 15-6. And they will lock horns tomorrow here in Utica. Chance for FC, and the place explodes. Freddie Mugin finds the cage, and we're tied again. Less than a minute to play in the third.
Amazing craft from Freddie Mugin. Just manages to find half a yard. Little tiny touches, using his left foot just to prod the ball through a little gap, and it sneaks into the corner to the delight of these home fans. And what a setup we have here now for the fourth quarter, as everyone is going berserk, not only in the stadium but in the beer garden.
Utica's 16th shot turns into their 4th goal. Just 6 shots for Mississauga, but we're tied at 4. MetroStars nearly respond like lightning, and they miss it just a little bit wide. This is Babuli, the team's most dangerous offensive weapon. Nice job by Utica to wall off the Mississauga attack. Here comes Bordeaux. DeRue, like a missile, chucked off the spot, and a free kick on the way for Utica.
Yeah, Stephen DeRue driving forward after pretty much getting away with almost a disastrous situation when the ball hit him in the face. Potentially just make a decision there, head it clear, but he got away with it and responds very well driving forward.
Here's Logan Roberts, 15 seconds left, quarter number 3. Tied at 4 goals apiece. Bordeaux goes sliding. Here comes Mississauga, one final chance. Roberts wipes it away. 1 second left in the third, and there's your horn. Get your popcorn ready, folks. We're tied at 4 as we go to the 4th quarter. This is pretty fun, huh?
Drew, I've got to be honest, I've heard some wonderful excitement here at the Adirondack Bank Centre this season, but the volume level here this evening as we're about to get into a 4th quarter where it's tied up is about the loudest I've heard it. And it's a credit to these UCFC players who have worked exceptionally hard to get back into it.
Yeah, Richard, I agree. I mean, folks, if you're watching this one at home and you're not doing anything Sunday at 2 o'clock, I'd highly recommend being in the building. For Baltimore and Utica, the top 2 teams in the Eastern Division doing battle. Good chance right now to update you on the Blast. Still trailing 3-1 against the Heat with 3 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. And the 3rd quarter is over in Harrisburg. Still 3-1 Heat over the Blast. So Richard, if Utica wins tonight and Baltimore loses, City has a chance tomorrow to clinch the division championship.
And I think that is the focal point right there, Drew. Focus on winning this game. Don't worry about Baltimore, because if you win this game, you then can go into tomorrow afternoon's game with the clarity of knowing, win that game, you're the Eastern Division champions. But with that said, it's terribly hard not to watch the other game.
Utica looking to keep their focus on the here and now. Adirondack Bank Center.
It was almost like in between the 3rd and 4th quarter here, everyone has quickly jumped out of their seats, gone to take care of some business, and they've brought their snacks back because they know they are ready for what will undoubtedly be a very exciting quarter of MASL soccer.
Richard, what's your go-to snack at the movie theater?
I think I'm a traditionalist. I think popcorn, can't go wrong with that, can you? Although I've not been to the movies for many years.
Why go to the movies when you've got the best entertainment money can buy right in front of you? High quality MASL soccer between Utica and Mississauga.
That's a good point. There's probably less people at the movies in Utica tonight than there's been for a long time. With this action here, it's been heating up throughout the game. It's been one of them where the quarters go by and the game gets moving. And here we are now to really put the icing on the cake and find out which team is going to get themselves over the line.
Lucio Gonzaga sets it up for Liam Callahan. Back to Gonzaga, one of the more experienced players on this team. A lot of movement from Utica in the opening 30 seconds of the 4th quarter. Callahan plays the 2-man game, and Toby's pass nearly found him in stride. In front, Tavernisi barely missed it. A yawning net, but Tavernisi tried to pull it, and you can tell he's upset with himself. Then a lot of contact. It's Mississauga ball.
Yeah, great ball work again. And we talked about it a few minutes ago in terms of playing with speed, moving the ball quickly. It will open things up undoubtedly, and that was the case then. That was arguably fastest Utica have played all night, and they really found lots of space on that far side.
A chance. Babuli finds his teammate, and Chambers steps on the ball and puts it home. Darren Chambers scores his second goal of the night. Might not have been pretty. Won't put that on his highlight reel, but it counts just the same. And Mississauga's back out in front 5-4.
Yeah, fantastic work from Babuli on this right-hand side. Plays the ball into a very dangerous area. And there was no mistake bundling it over the line and finishing the job. And Utica now have to get themselves organized again and fight to try and get back on even terms.
So another response from the MetroStars after City ties it up. Just to give you a little refresher on how we got here. 2 goals in the first quarter for UCFC, 3 straight for Mississauga. Made it 3-2 MetroStars, and now a chance for City, and another save by Becic, who's been unconscious tonight, standing on his head to keep them in the game. It was 3-2 at halftime Mississauga. UCFC tied it, then they've gone back and forth. 3-3, 4-3, 4-4, and now 5-4 MetroStars. Baltimore just scored, so it's now 3-2. So the Blast and Utica both trail by a goal. 3-2 early fourth quarter there in Harrisburg, just like it is here tonight in Utica. A lot of contact, and a man goes flying into the boards. That's Shaka Guard. He might have hit his kisser right on the pipe. Good sportsmanship from Bordeaux to help him up.
Yeah, great to see that from Nate Bordeaux. Logan Roberts as well, just being physical, getting his body in. Again, the boards are there, and because a player hits them, doesn't necessarily mean there's some bad intent. I know Logan Roberts certainly is just being physical, getting his body back behind the ball, and fortunately everyone's okay.
Timeout called by the MetroStars. Just under 2 minutes into the fourth quarter at Adirondack Bank Center in Utica. City trails 5-4 against a Mississauga team that has jumped off the mat in a big way after going down 2-0 after the first quarter. They lead at 5-4 in front of maybe the best crowd we've seen all season here in Utica. Little We Will Rock You breaks out at Adirondack Bank Center. You big Queen fan, Richard?
Yes, Queen, fantastic band.
You've got to be.
And in terms of the resilience that we've seen from Mississauga, we're now going to have to continue to see that type of perspective from these UCFC players, because they need desperately to get back on level terms here. And you just know that if they score a 5th goal, it's going to raise the roof, and you feel they would go on and win it, to be honest. With the fans behind them, anything is possible here.
Osorio will serve it up for Mississauga. MetroStars lead by a goal. Lefty strike nowhere near the mark for Jared Phillips, guy who scored 5 goals this year. Looking for number 6. Utica starts to move in the other direction. Salas keeps it on the ground. Raymond corrals it in the corner. And Becic cleans it up. Osorio finds it after Graham lost it for a second. This is Babuli, their top offensive threat. Becic on the ball. Here's Graham, been kept scoreless today. One of their top players on offense, 15 goals and 11 assists this year. Second highest scorer with 26 points, but he hit it a little bit too hard off the board that time. Mohamed Kenaway with it for Utica, 3 minutes into the fourth quarter. Toby lofts it. Becic is there to swallow it.
UCFC, I think, are doing a good job right now, just staying in control of their emotions and being a goal down with still plenty of time left in this quarter. You don't need to commit too much. Just keep doing what they're doing here. And this is an opportunity now with the overload.
Mississauga somehow escapes. Maybe a chance for the MetroStars on the counter where they've been so dangerous tonight. Babuli retrieves it. Toby with back-to-back blocks.
Brilliant blocks from Darren Toby. Outstanding play from him again.
Adrian Can with Adrian Becic, the goalie and the defender. Two Adrians playing catch. Mississauga content to let this sit just a little bit, leading by a goal, 5-4. Agard's got a goal today. Shimmy shake in the shot and the save by Coughlin. Osorio tried to tap it. Mississauga still with it. Agard's got it again. One-on-one with Toby.
Osorio nearly getting the half a yard he needed to get that shot in. Fortunately, Tavanese gets enough on it.
Agard with the skills, and Callahan plays goalie. Liam Callahan, right place, right time, as Agard unleashed a rocket.
Yeah, and importantly, players can get in and out for Utica because you could see the legs getting a little tired there. They were having to defend for a while.
Here's a chance for UCFC. Mujin, who scored their last goal, can't put it home. Now a lot of contact as he bodies up. Sends Adrian Can to the deck. I beg your pardon, Darren Chambers. And Babuli will trigger it for Mississauga. Mississauga nearly had a man get behind the entire defense. That was Sebastian Lopez. Good response, though, by UCFC. This place is almost pulsating, Richard. It's so exciting to be here at Adirondack Bank Center. Chance for Bordeaux was blocked away, but UCFC keeps it in the offensive end.
Yeah, these fans desperately want a goal. Can UCFC find a pathway, find an opportunity? You feel if they can get the ball into Yelovets.
Here he is. Oh, and it goes home. Richard called it. Yelovets, the captain, finds Twine, and we're tied again.
Whatever happens postseason, one thing's for sure, when we look back in the Eastern Division and you look back at important goals, that will be right up there with the best of them in terms of timing and just outright necessity.
Bo Yelovets, his second goal of the day, his 19th of the season, tied for tops on the team. Speaking of ties, it's 5-5.
And this is where Utica now just got to keep doing what they were doing, keep a hold of things, give Mississauga no time on the ball, don't let them get their rhythm again, because we've seen the visitors do some wonderful things tonight, and a credit to them.
Coughlin awaits for the ball to roll into his box, gives it to Salas. Utica City is recharged again. 19 shots tonight for FC, 11 for the MetroStars. Yelovitz serves it up for Salas. Plays it for Toby. Yelovitz with 2 goals today. Gives it off to the bench where Daru throws him a life preserver. Yelovitz for Callahan. Here's Daru into the corner, off the board. Tavernisi missed it just wide. But a violation against the MetroStars, and City keeps it in the offensive end.
Great play from UCFC, that ball off the board from Daru. Again, Tavernisi, you think he's definitely putting that one in. It came at him fast though.
Gonzaga on the top of the box kick. Callahan's shot was saved. Here comes Mississauga. A lot of contact and a whistle comes. Shaka guard fouls Utica, and FC with a free kick.
What a fantastic 7 minutes of soccer we're in store for now. Just an excellent game.
Raymond sends it a little bit too high. Callahan tries it again. Rocha on the ball for Mississauga. Gonzaga shows off the speed. Gives it back to Coughlin. Here comes Callahan. Rush forward, boys in blue. Good defense from UCFC. Again, it was Darren Toby, who's been busy tonight.
Smart play there from Yelovitz and Kenaway, just calming things down, letting, again, some rotations kick in and allow UCFC to continue to probe, push forward and look for half a yard. That time, Khan bringing down Daru, and this is well within range.
It's Nate Bordeaux on the free kick. Bordeaux, who's got 6 points in his last 4 games, sets it up inside. Yelovitz nearly found Mujin. Daru on the rebound. Daru with another chance. Sent away by Chambers. Coughlin lifts it up for Bordeaux. No whistle. That's unbelievable. A lot of contact going both ways.
Great tackle from Kenaway. It was
Finally
required.
Too much. Finally too much. There's a card against Mississauga and Sebastian Lopez.
Well, we talked about the Yelovitz goal being massive in this game, but that foul on Daru could be absolutely pivotal, because this is now the moment that Utica have been waiting for in terms of having the extra guy now and finding the lead, which we've seen them not have since the early start of this game. Actually, early minutes of this game where they scored those goals to get the cushion.
Two-minute penalty against Sebastian Lopez of Mississauga. Utica's power play, which has been humming on all cylinders lately, has a chance to give this team the lead right back.
Yeah, if ever there was a time to utilize that skill set of this team, it's now.
Salas. Becic is there with a golden save, and it'll stay here with UCFC.
Yeah, fantastic performance in this game from Becic, and a lot of credit has got to be given to him tonight, as I'm sure it will be post-game, regardless of the scoreline.
Gonzaga ignites the attack. A chance for Utica City FC. And the boys in blue are back out in front. Mauricio Salas with his second goal of the night. It comes on the power play, and it's 6-5 UCFC.
I got to be honest, when Gonzaga's setting this one up and you saw Salas sniffing around, I was intrinsically begging for the ball to be played to him. Because as we said earlier, he's been in this spot time and time again. And it's just one of those where he knows he hits the target, it goes low, and it finds itself into the back of the net, to the absolute elation of these fans.
The Adirondack Bank Center is rocking again. 6-5, Utica leads, and Baltimore still trails 3-2. City hosting Baltimore tomorrow in a matchup of the top two teams in the Eastern Division. If Utica can hang on and win tonight, they can win the division tomorrow against the Blast. Mississauga, which has had its lead ripped away by the home team tonight, looking for a response. They trail for the first time since the second quarter. Osorio plays it hard off the board. Giroux is there after the nice sweep by Coughlin. Osorio back with it at his feet. A chance, and Coughlin kicks it away. Gonzaga plays it toward Becic.
Great work from Coughlin, and a great tackle from Stephen Giroux. Kind of recovering after not clearing his lines. You kind of felt he had the opportunity just to clip it forward across the halfway line. But he made amends with that tackle, that's for sure.
Osorio tried to get fancy. He missed it, could not kick it cleanly. Coughlin swoops in to jump on top. And now a timeout called by UCFC. Leading 6-5, 3:40 to play in Utica. Baltimore is down 3-2 in the fourth quarter, about 5 to play in Harrisburg. So a win tonight for the boys in blue gives them a chance to clinch the division tomorrow. But you got to take care of business tonight, Richard.
Just focus on tonight. I don't want to talk about tomorrow anymore, Drew. I just want to talk about tonight.
You've got a deal there, my friend. This might be the most enthusiastic Sweet Caroline of the season. On a Saturday night at Adirondack Bank Center. Go ahead and sing along at home.
I was just looking at Ryan Hall there, just telling his players to stay focused. Make sure you're doing your individual jobs. Would certainly be an important message now, and staying collective in terms of your shape defensively. With your noses in front, you know that Mississauga with absolutely nothing to lose and everything to be able to throw it at this game and try and spoil things. You know that they're hungry to do that. Why not? That's what it's all about. Being competitive. But it took to UCFC to bust the rest of this game.
Mississauga starts with a goal kick. Sweet Caroline is still bumping at the Adirondack Bank Center. A lot of contact, but no whistle. Here come the Stars. Chance for Mississauga with the Swords still playing, and Coughlin somehow pounces on the loose change. What a stop by UCFC's goalie, who's been there all season.
Fantastic reactions from Coughlin after the ball uncomfortably hits the boards behind him. He manages to spin round and collect it, pulling it in away from the Mississauga player, who undoubtedly would have just smashed it into the back of the net.
Here's a Utica chance. Coughlin sends it curling. Callahan. Mississauga with a chance. Luis Rocha. Salas breaks up the pass. Yelovitz jockeying with Chambers. Both those guys with 2 goals today. A lot of contact as Callahan came in and took out the leg of Chambers. A free kick on the way for Mississauga.
I found myself internally screaming, stand up, don't foul. Obviously the energy of the crowd, you want the players working hard, but that time it was just important to hold your ground. But a huge credit here to Mississauga, who are really doing a good job of going for it as they look now to get Babuli in as the 6th attacker.
They have taken their goalie out of the game. Becic, who's been outstanding today, is on the bench. Babuli, wearing the white number 20, is in the game as a replacement for him. 6 guys on the field who can score a goal for Mississauga as they trail by 1, less than 2 to play. Babuli has scored today. He's got a couple of assists as well, their leading scorer. Sets up Chambers. A chance for the MetroStars. Great block by Toby. Babuli approaches and fires right into the wall. A chance for Utica City with the goalie out of the cage. But Mississauga snuffs it out. This is Babuli. Fires a little too high. Bordeaux bicycles it away. Gonzaga does the same. A lot of contact as Yelovitz jostles with Chambers. Graham for Babuli. City extinguishes the chance. Gonzaga sends it soaring over the boards, but he was outside of his own defensive zone before he did. So it'll be a free kick for Mississauga.
The most important minute of soccer so far for Utica this season. They've just got to soak up this pressure now and maybe even try and get that 7th goal to really finish this one off.
More contact right in front of the Mississauga bench. Utica leads by a goal. Timeout by the MetroStars. So 48.7 ticks left. What do you think Mississauga is going to draw up here? Down by a goal.
Well, again, like I just said previously, there's nothing to lose, so they're going to throw absolutely everything at it right now. I'm sure they will be listening to this crowd and doing so well throughout the game to put pressure on Utica and get themselves in front time and time again. They certainly won't be wanting to hit the road losing this game.
They did just lose last night as well, so trying to salvage the road trip is Mississauga. Took a 6-3 loss last night in Harrisburg. And the barn is bumping tonight. Utica leads 6-5. 21 shots for the home team, 13 for the MetroStars. Mauricio Salas just put his team back out in front for the first time since the 2nd quarter. A rousing ovation for UCFC as the boys in blue retake the pitch. Joey Tavernese, who opened the scoring earlier today, doing his part to stand on the bench and pump up these fans. Baltimore just retied their game, so it is 3-3, less than a minute to play in Harrisburg. Blast have dug out of a 3-0 deficit to tie it at 3s. So this game takes on even more importance, Richard.
Yeah, and that's not surprising. Well, wait a minute, I said I wasn't going to talk about the other game.
Oh, sorry.
You got me. Now, in all seriousness, Baltimore have done it time and time again throughout their history and experiences, and they know how to just find ways to get themselves back in games.
So Baltimore tied 3-3. Utica leads 6-5. Osorio tracks down the loose ball for Mississauga. 25 to play at Adirondack Bank Center. This is Babuli. 6 attackers on the field for Mississauga. And Daru sacrifices the body for his team. Into the beer garden, it stays MetroStars ball. 17.1 seconds. Gonzaga sends it toward the goal, kills some time and nearly scored. Babuli bangs it off the glass. Gonzaga chucked off the spot by Osorio. That's a card. And with 3 seconds left, Utica's gonna survive. Osorio to the penalty box. Callahan to ignite the celebration for Utica. Callahan sends it to Mugin. One last chance, a little high, but it doesn't matter. Utica wins again on the home blue turf. The MetroStars came in 4-18. You throw out the records when Eastern Division foes play in Utica. FC weathers the storm and wins it 6-5. A resilient performance from the boys in blue. They scored the first 2. MetroStars scored the next 3. And Utica didn't lead again until the final goal was scored by Mauricio Salas. That made it 6-5, and that final held. So Utica continues to do nothing but win at home. 9-2 at Adirondack Bank Center this season. Mississauga 1-10 on the road, but that one win came here in Utica. So they're a team who knows how to win in this building. What a game. An exciting one in front of a near sellout crowd at Adirondack Bank Center. Bo Yelovitz, the captain, is down on the field with Richard, along with the goalie, who is outstanding again, Andrew Coughlin. He's been a mainstay between the pipes this year for Utica. Both those guys are on the field with Richard.
Richard! Well, guys, I'm sure you'll agree that was an exciting one today. How was it out there on the field?
It was a hard game. We made it a little bit harder ourselves. We started good and we took it easy for a couple of quarters, but we fought back as a team and we got a win. So very proud of the team, fight back, and that's what we need, is energy for playoffs.
Andrew, from your perspective?
It was great. I'll tell you what, like Bo said, you know, it's a game of mistakes, and they were able to capitalize on a few, but we got, you know, right back on track, and these guys helped us in that fourth quarter. I'll tell you what, the energy in here was incredible.
So, as it stands now, Baltimore going into overtime with Harrisburg, how important was this win tonight in terms of setting up what's going to be an outstanding battle tomorrow?
I mean, if we lost this, tomorrow's game wouldn't mean anything, so it was huge to win tonight, and then we're going to rest tonight, go early to sleep, and we're going to be ready to fight tomorrow.
Andrew, what's important for tomorrow to get the victory?
I think it's got to be a team effort again, you know, get guys behind the ball defensively, and like you saw tonight, things are going to go our way. We're going to get a couple of lucky bounces, and I think offensively we have the power to win, so we just got to play as a team tomorrow.
Finally, how great were these fans tonight?
Incredible. Best fans in the league.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Richard. Utica hangs on to win 6-5. The goals tonight for the boys in blue: Tavernisi, Yelovitz, Salas, Mugin, Yelovitz and Salas again. And Utica hangs on to win 6-5 over a very pesky, feisty Mississauga team. That'll do it for us tonight from Adirondack Bank Center. For my partner, Richard Shaw, and all the fantastic folks on hand tonight in Utica to see their team win 6-5, I'm Drew Carter signing off. We'll be back tomorrow at 2 o'clock for a battle between the top two teams in the Eastern Division. Baltimore comes to town. We'll see you then. As for now, thanks for joining us. So long, everybody.